Hi, everybody. I'm back. I hope you don't hear any of the noise. I'm going to be tackling something today that is very important for my ladies, and that is about what exactly is a twin flame and what is a soul mate. And I think you guys will also be able to draw in by what I'm about to tell you. So, first, let's talk about what the truth is, because the truth is necessary to know to release other blocks that are inside you that are saying, fuck no, I've had it, I don't want any more love, no, hurt, pain. You're holding your heart in a little tiny castle, but it's also has a lot of spikes. And although your soulmate can't fly, he's going to get ripped in the process because of the spikes that actually are there because of the other person. I want you to understand this. Truth will always, always set you free. Why? Because truth, when it's seen in its pure form, is at the seed of whatever's going on. Because a seed is always innocent. Whatever tree is all gnarly and scary and haunted, it was once a seed. Whatever malicious person, narcissist, ghost player, messed up, clusterfuck person, you'll notice when they sleep and they forget who they are, the innocence is shown on their face because they've returned home. So the truth will set you free, provided you can see or someone delivers to you, which is my personal mission, the truth, the seed of the situation, because the seed will always be pure. And of course, sometimes a lot of things crush the seed, mix the seed in with pesticides, grow more dangerous type of things, and that's what happens. And that is my job, to make sure I bring the seed in any situation to your vision. Because when you feel that truth, and I've done my job, it will break open that castle with spikes, and you'll be able to fly and meet your soulmate. So let's begin. A truth matches a soulmate in the way that they are a part of you, in a way that, well, let's start with a twin flame. A twin flame is going to be a challenge at all times. It's either they're married or they're going to be halfway across the city, or God forbid they have some disease, they only have a few years left, or they're engaged. There's going to be an intense glue, an intense pull, magnetic pull, like you just want to be with them. You forget everything, you just want to be with them. They will be able to sidestep your hidden access code and indirectly affect parts of you that you don't let anyone into in order to be effective. So they have a secret access code, and you have a special place in their heart. I'll give you an example. I had a boss once. The day after I met him, all I did was have dreams about him. And I mean dreams of things that were actually about to happen in his life or happening. And I would approach him and I said, I can't tell you, I'm embarrassed. And he said, okay, stand in front of me. He put his hand on my shoulder and he says, okay, tell me now. And I'm like I don't know you're back there, because a lot of those dreams were intimate. I actually dreamt he made love to me. I mean, so completely that I sparked and was free. Most guys say release, I'll say arrived. And I've never experienced anything like it. I've never. It's not the same when a woman's like doing herself. It's just not the same. It's not the same when you guys do yourself. It is the same in a whole other world when you're doing it with a part of you and they join in, and that's when the magic happened. So there'll be an intense bond. There'll be a big block to jump over. It's not that they won't hurt your feelings or anything. They can, but it'll really kill them because you'll really be stern about it. And then they'll be like so remorseful. They'll be like in shock when usually they don't give a fuck for anybody else when they hurt their feelings. Now, the thing about a twin flame is you don't usually end up with them. It's an intense flame and they're meant to ignite you, make something really come alive. You'll notice that when they were younger, they were probably into a lot of things that you were younger. But here's the thing with the twin flame. Something will happen. It won't be able to mesh, as is the case with mine. He died. But let me tell you how magical that was. So you'll know. Your twin flame never leaves you. And I'll be doing a video on talking to dead people another time and how they signal you and everything like that. But I'll tell you one thing. This person, although when he first met me, he was engaged, and even though I went to another school for 7 years, and he said things in an amazing letter, like, I've always seen you as a goddess, and this and kind of, and I'm like looking at these words. I didn't know I was at the time, but I couldn't even respond to it. He always used to call me dream girl. He always used to say, "You're my dream girl." The day that I buried my mother and found her on the sofa, dead, and let me tell you, I know most of you who are here with me, they know that there is the spirit world. They're very aware of spirit. But for those who may be tuning in who are newbies, who don't know about spirits and shit like that, just go to your friendly morgue and open the eyes of a dead person. Because you will see the eyes glossy and you will see nobody is home. You will see the spirit gone. That's how you know. For all you atheists out there, bless your heart, you actually want to know. You want to know without a reasonable doubt that there is God, that there is spirit, that there is something. You want it proven. And so I understand, I get where you're at. But when I opened my mother's eyes and I saw beautiful green staring at me, but it was empty behind, it was just so beautiful and dark at the same time. 10 days after I buried her, it dawned on me, even though he was in another country and he had always asked me out, I always said, well, I'm busy, because he wasn't direct. And that's another thing, you guys, be direct. Don't say things like, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing tonight? Because whenever he says, what are you doing tonight? I would tell him, I'm doing my leg raises, I'm doing my abs, I'm painting the kitchen, I'm working on my project, because I'm very direct. And he would never say, I'd like to take you out. So things were prolonged until I got into another school, and then it didn't happen. Every time he wasn't with a fiance or another person, he'd be like, what are you doing tonight? And I'd be giving him my list because I'm very organized. Well, here's the thing. After I buried my mother, for some strange reason, and he wasn't on my mind at the time, I just knew that he was in another country and that he was something very special, but that I'll get to it someday. Plus, he was a self-made millionaire. I hadn't made my millions yet, and so I wanted to wait. Very dumb, very dumb. But in any case, all of a sudden I'm driving to the gym, and I see in my mind's eye someone looking through an album. It's like through my eyes, and I'm seeing pictures of every incident between us, where he pissed me off, where I couldn't even look in his eyes, where he was right in front of my face and he closed his eyes, when I was in front of him and he took off the light switch, because at that point he was in his office trying to give me a check, and he was staring at me, but I didn't get it. And then we were walking to the edge of the office, and he's behind me, and I'm feeling his breath on my neck, and he puts his hand and he turns off the light switch. And do you think I turn around and melt into his mouth? No, I'm like, the light's off, because I was just dense. Anyway, so we moved on, and I saw all these incidents where I was stupid, where he was stupid, where he was hurtful, where I was hurtful. And it dawned on me, and I said, I cannot be without this man. I don't care that I didn't make my millions yet. I'm calling him up now, and I'm saying, I will marry you, because he's already asked in ways, and I'm yours. And I called, and I was very excited, and I said, hi, can I speak to Michael, because he owned his own business? And as they said, Michael Pa, as I said Pa, without the past, I had my mouth open screaming the word no for 3 hours until I busted my vocal cords. And the way I cope with things is I go to the gym. So I drove. I don't remember driving. I was like numb. I had just buried my mother. And I drove to the gym, and I got on the treadmill, and I started to run. All the treadmills are along the same sides. And I'm running, and I'm running, and I'm like, nobody fucking talk to me, because I'm going to burn them with my eyes. And I'm running, and I'm running. And I'm not crying. I'm just running. All of a sudden, the lights go off, which is not abnormal. The whole gym stopped. All the treadmills stopped. Everybody like, ooh, ooh. But my treadmill didn't stop. And this is how much God loves me, because he knew I couldn't stop running. And so I'm still running in the dark. Everybody's like looking around. The lights are off. The music, the radio, everything was off for about a minute or two. And I'm running and I'm running. And all of a sudden the lights went off. Everybody's up. Everybody's back on the machine, all the lights and all this stuff. And the radio goes back on. Only the song that's playing now is, You're My Dream Girl. I don't know what song that's a part of, but it's an old song. And I'm telling you that your twin flame will never leave you. Whenever I am scared, he comes to my dreams. I'm like, oh, Michael, I feel so scared. I'm so glad you're here. And then he goes away. This is a twin flame. It's a very special thing. You most likely will not end up with him or her. But take in that beauty. And again, I promise I will do the dead people video at another place. I'm only crying because I want you to understand the beauty of this. So, a soulmate is also someone you find that's in your home. It's like your home, just like your twin flame is your home. But the thing with a soulmate is that, and here's the only distinction. A soulmate has to better you. It's just like he doesn't care. I'm not going to say he doesn't care if you get mad. I'm going to say it's just he's very selfless, and he just has an impulse to better your life, to better you. And so and it's not a cheerleader, it's much more than that. He will elevate your life. She will elevate your life in a way that nobody else can. They will have a fighting style that will either be humorous, comical, or just too fucking adorable. Like for me, like I said, I have a weakness for men with accents. I can't stay mad at a guy with an accent. I just fucking can't. They're just so adorable. And that's the thing. If it's with a girl, your soulmate girl, he will be kind of reduced in your eye to like a 7-8-year-old boy when he's upset with you. And you'll take it in, and you might even still be mad, but your heart is like putty or soft butter or the mixture of the two. It's not that you won't stand your ground, you will, but by now you've had the narcs, you've had the players, you've had the twin flames, you've had things to get rid of and to sort through. You've gained the rite of passage to roll out the carpet for your soulmate to understand the signal. It's like a smoke signal. And so the soulmate, I'm sorry, my English, the soulmate is going to have a psychic connection with you. He's going to know things about you that no one has known and that you may have not told him just because he was already with you several lifetimes ago. A soulmate, the most important thing for a girl, and I want you to understand that a soulmate can't, and for you men as well, cannot disrupt a hangnail, because they will feel that pain fucking intensified. Everything they do to you is magnified back to them. So even when they accidentally hurt, they're right back at you with, I didn't realize and I'm gone. They're not needy. They're not like, I'll kiss your ass, but it's just, they're like taking a recognition that this you can't handle or that you can't handle. It's an unspoken haven. And this is, I think, what we strive for in love. We strive for a pure safety. A safety that is unlike anything else on earth. Because once we feel grounded in the safety in our bodies, that's where our spirit soars. That's when all the magic inside of us is free and does not hesitate to shine and does not fear to be exposed. I hope that was helpful for you. Please let me know. And I'm so honored to know all of you. The more I hear from your comments and I know you, I can't tell you what that feels like. I've never had a family feel like that. And I hope that I can do the same for you in some weird, wonderful way. That's both for my girls and for my guys. God bless, always.